Like, I'll fucking go to jail, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm hard, right? I ain't shook about going to jail, but it's like, I kind of like my freedom, too, at the same time, you know what I mean?
Record right now, please. Go, anyway, go. Hey, that's a joke, that's a joke, hey. Ha, they getting roast, hey, these motherfuckers, they done lost me. Everything I'm doing lofty, I'm kind of wearing on them like a softie. I got a ground up like coffee, I had a 06, riding up, wildin' out, back in 06, I was talking about graduating, now I'm on wildin' now, time has changed, got a little grayness in my hair, I don't care, I gotta face it, I ain't never known how the money payment working, there's a person, couple people probably, I don't even bother, big up to my father, he been so responsible and so logical, what am I even doing, why am I rapping like this, I'm such a loser, I hate when rappers try to rap fast, make the kids down.
Oh, hey everyone. So, welcome back, or to the channel for the first time. Welcome. You're very welcome to be welcome. So, you're welcome. Today I'm going to avoid the dark comedy, the dark humor, the stupid dad jokes, and I'm going to do my best to stick to the point in a respectful manner. Now, given the high-profile nature of the Rittenhouse case and how divisive it has been, I've avoided talking about it. I've avoided talking about it because to be honest, I'm a small channel, and I'm tired of losing subscribers anytime I discuss a highly controversial topic, news story, or just give my opinion. But after much thought and debate, and after the subscriber who goes by Anonymous hit me with some truth bombs, I realized that if I avoid giving my opinions, my honest opinions on things, in fear of the mob, well then, I've already canceled myself. And that's precisely what they want. They want you to self-censor, or they'll censor you. And that is exactly the opposite of what I and this channel stands for. Therefore, I care more about speaking my truth than losing subscribers. So, thank you, Anonymous, thank you. Now, with that said, I'm not here to discuss what Kyle Rittenhouse did wrong, or what actions he took that maybe were a mistake. I'm just here to discuss the murder charges against him, and if I believe he's innocent or guilty. I mean, to be honest, this entire case was politically motivated. And remember, the defense is not there to prove their innocence. Like, Kyle Rittenhouse isn't there to prove that he's innocent. The prosecution is there to prove that he committed a crime. And as of right now, in this case, the prosecution has not proved that Kyle committed any crime. In fact, they kind of more so proved that he didn't. So at this point, it should just be the end of everything. It should just be over right now. I mean, to be honest, the case closed. The accused, Kyle Rittenhouse, chose on his own volition to take the stand in a very ballsy move, if I do say so myself. But he did so because he had the truth on his side. So I'm not going to go over all the legalities, all of the little details of the case. I'm just going to spark note through everything, and I guess I'm just going to spark note through the series of events that took place. So forgive me if I miss some details. That's not the point of me going over it. That's not the point of spark notes. He chose to take the stand because he has the truth on his side. All right, he's got the truth. You know, just like the Johnny Depp case, Johnny has the truth on his side, and as much as you're like, oh my god, I can't believe Darth just compared the two cases, and then I'm just comparing the truth. Not that the truths are the same, they're different types of truth, but you get it. Anyway, so to quickly go over the series of events that took place, Kyle Rittenhouse got word that a dealership was going to be set ablaze, set on fire, attacked, looted, destroyed, the things that rioters do to buildings. Kyle Rittenhouse and his friends went to Kenosha, which is, yes, across state lines, but he worked across state lines, and his dad lived across state lines. He crossed state lines every day for work. He was a lifeguard. He saved lives. So he went to Kenosha, yes, with his AR-15, and it was, it was cocked and loaded, but he also went with medical supplies, and he's caught on camera giving rioters who are injured medical supplies, medical assistance. Who does that? What kind of person gives the enemy medical assistance? A good person, a fucking hero. And then Rittenhouse noticed that the BLM rioters are pushing a giant dumpster, one of those big ones, like the big green ones that are behind like a grocery store. You know what I'm talking about. It's fully engulfed in flames, and they're pushing it right at a gas station, which, I mean, as far as anyone knows, they could all just fucking die. Everyone could have been blown to shit. The people that were trying to blow up the gas station could have blew themselves up. Like, how dumb are you? I mean, in this scenario, everybody was acting like a fool. Everyone was acting stupid. Anyway, Rittenhouse saw them pushing this dumpster on fire towards the gas station, and he had a fire extinguisher with him that he was carrying around, putting out fires here and there because he doesn't want, his city or this city, Kenosha, to burn down. So he's putting out fires, and he notices that, they're going to blow up the gas station, so he runs over to it and puts out the fire, okay? Puts out the fire. Their attention goes from the police that are, like, in their riot gear right over there to Rittenhouse, and Rittenhouse is like, oh, fuck. And they start chasing him. And then they chase him all the way down the street and around. Watch the video, watch the trial. They finally get to him. They attack him with a fucking skateboard. They hit him in the head with, like, what looks like deadly force. I'm not joking. You give me 3 whacks, 3 attempts of blunt force trauma with a skateboard, I'll kill you. And I'm not saying I want to do that, but I'm just saying these individuals were about my size, my height, my strength, and I know I could kill somebody with a skateboard if I hit him hard enough in the head. They were going to kill him. If he didn't fucking shoot, he would have died. That's just fact, okay? It would have been one or the other. The news the next day would have been one or the other. One of them was going to die. But my point is, Kyle Rittenhouse did not enter Kenosha, didn't go to the riots looking to start shit. He went there prepared with protection. He went protected because he knew that shit could really get out of control. Maybe you shouldn't bring a gun to a gunfight, but that would be really dumb, right? I mean, I'm just getting into whether he had the right to defend himself with lethal force or not. I mean, these motherfuckers in the media mocked Kyle for crying, calling him crocodile tears. Like, do you understand the psychological trauma? I mean, it's unfathomable. I mean, can you just imagine the immense psychological and emotional pressure, stress, especially as a 17-year-old? Yeah, I mean, at the time, he was 17. This is a fucking traumatic event. And all of the media and all the political forces conspired together in an unconstitutional manner to destroy this kid's life. This kid, Kyle Rittenhouse, was their sacrificial lamb. And in the midst of all of these unfathomable emotional stresses and pressures that he's going through, especially while he's literally recollecting the moment that he took someone's life. He's talking about the moment he first killed someone. And under all of this immense stress, he broke down and cried.
I take that step back, I look over my shoulder, and Mr. Rosenbaum was now running from my right side, and I was cornered from in front of me with Mr. Zeminski, and there were there were 3 people right there.
Take a deep breath, Kyle.
That's what
And you're calling that crocodile tears? Dude, nobody fakes full-on ugly face crying. He was full-on ugly face crying, and it was also a mix of a hyperventilation. He was having an anxiety attack, a panic attack. I don't know if you've ever had one, but that's what it looks like.
Take a deep breath, Kyle.
That's what
This kid wasn't faking it. What the fuck is wrong with you? And if he was faking it, that he deserves a motherfucking Oscar. But this hillbilly doesn't have acting chops. He's just being honest. And I don't mean hillbilly in a derogatory way, so just calm down. I'm a redneck. Look how red my neck is. And at the same time, these leftists mocking and ridiculing Kyle Rittenhouse for crying cry about everything. Literally fucking everything. These snowflake activists with their fragile paper-thin emotions, they and cry about anything and everything. Anything that just goes against their agenda, their beliefs, they just freak the fuck out about. And it's pathetic. I mean, well, okay, everybody from like the newscasters, the news anchors like Rachel Maddow, to the late night show hosts like Jimmy Fallon, to fucking Greta Thunberg, any little soy latte bitch on fucking Twitter, all the self-righteous degenerates that are just like, yeah, over Dave Chappelle's new special, calling him transphobic, people calling me transphobic. Yeah, you can get fucked with that. Like, if people are now going after Dave Chappelle, if people are going after comedy, then we are all fucked. We're royally fucked. There is no hope. We're donezo. It's over. The apocalypse is happening. Look at these lefties cry if you accidentally misgender them. They're just like, I want to punch you in the face if you fucking misgender me, you fucking bigot. Ah. Like, God damn it. I know I said I was going to be respectful, but God damn it. Just shit. Maybe you should be prescribed to opiates, because you need to calm the fuck down. If you want to get real, the kind of stress and the level of pressure that Kyle Rittenhouse is under, 98% of humans will never experience. And he's a kid, for fuck's sake. He's 17, or when it happened, he was 17. Now he's 18. Whatever. He's still a kid, okay? I personally, I would never fight an 18-year-old because I'm pretty sure I would kick his ass. Unless he's like a UFC fucking big ass, I don't know. Otherwise, you know, the point is, I don't fight kids. And in my opinion, 18 is still a kid. You haven't even like went out into the real world yet. So you're still kind of like a babe, an infant in the mental. I mean, everyone above 18 understands, so. And what's even worse is that the media and these morons on social media are mourning and defending the attackers that Rittenhouse shot and killed. One of them being a serial sex offender and a child rapist, a pedophile, who raped multiple young boys and the other one being a serial domestic abuser, accused of, punching women in the face, strangling and choking them till near death. And not to mention, one of them was released from the hospital that same day he was shot. That same night he was shot. He was released from the hospital, went to the riot, and then Kyle shot him. And do you know why he was at the hospital? Because he attempted suicide. So some would argue that, he had a death wish. Maybe he wanted to die. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But it gets even better because the judge accused the prosecuting DA, who obviously should know better as a DA, of a grave constitutional violation in court, in open court. He questioned Kyle's right to remain silent, and the judge was just like, what? This has been basic law for 40 or 50 years. What the everybody has the right to remain silent. Are you Let's watch the clip.
Why would you think that made it okay for you without any advance notice to bring this matter before the jury? I was astonished when you began your examination by commenting on the defendant's post-arrest silence. That's basic law. It's been basic law in this country for 40 years, 50 years. I have no idea why you would do something like that. And it gives, I'll leave it at that.
But wait, it gets even better because there are thousands, if not tens or hundreds of thousands of people who believed for an entire year, up until the trial began just last week, that the individuals whom Rittenhouse shot and killed were in fact white and not black. They believed that the people that Rittenhouse shot were black because the media ran the narrative that he's a white supremacist, and they never felt like mentioning the race of the individuals that Rittenhouse shot because it did not forward their agenda. It didn't help their narrative, so just left it out. Because this entire case is politically motivated. It has nothing to do with race. If it had something to do with race, then they would have announced over and over and over again, Rittenhouse shot white guys. But they never said that. They wanted you to believe that he killed black people because that was better for their narrative. You're following along. Did I lose a sub? Why is this happening? Well, because the media obviously cares more about politics and a political narrative than the truth. The news no longer tells you the news. They're not giving you the news. They're giving you their opinion. They're telling you what you should believe and what they want you to believe, opposed to the truth. They twist and turn and just, it's all fake. It's all bullshit. You know, I used to be skeptical when Trump would always say, oh, fake news. But over time, my eyes just, they were opened. And I can just see how all the news is fake. It's all political. It's all part of an agenda. And it's obvious. And if you just don't see that, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch sponsored by Pfizer.
Anderson Cooper 360. Brought to you by Pfizer.
ABC News Nightline. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Making a difference. Brought to you by Pfizer.
CNN Tonight. Brought to you by Pfizer. Early Start. Brought to you by Pfizer. Friday night on Aaron Burnett Out Front. Brought to you by Pfizer.
This Week with George Stephanopoulos is brought to you by Pfizer.
This weather report brought to you by Pfizer.
Today's countdown to the royal wedding is brought to you by Pfizer.
And now a CBS Sports Update brought to you by Pfizer.
Meet the Press Data Download brought to you by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
On how to find the hidden sugars in the American family diet. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I guess, if anything, this just clearly demonstrates the power that manipulation and government propaganda has over its citizens. It's proof that it works, that propaganda works. And it's sad. But what's even more sad is that the prosecution is now so desperate that they actually brought up the fact that Kyle Rittenhouse playing video games perhaps influenced his need to kill because he plays video games where he shoots people in a video game. This argument has been debunked over and over and over and over again because video games are not real life. This is like what the Republicans, like the crazy Jesus freaks used to be talking about like 10, 20 years ago. And now it's the liberals. It's like, what the fuck is happening? Well, if I had to take an educated guess, I would say that neo-fascist ideologies are being implemented into our subconscious, into our psyche, through propaganda, through media, through entertainment, through basically everyday life. You can't avoid it. You just can't avoid it now. And they're trying to conform you, and they're either going to conform everybody, or we're going to fight back and they're going to lose, and this is all going to be over. But I don't see it ending anytime soon unless people just wake the fuck up, you know?
The things people do in these video games, try and kill everyone else with your guns.
Yeah, in the video game, it's just a video game, it's not real life.
Again, the court showed videos of Kyle giving medical assistance to rioters, BLM rioters. And again, he was a lifeguard, you know, like, that was his, like, day job. He was a lifeguard in the summertime or whatever. You know, it's like, he's not a killer. He's not a killer. And in case you haven't been following along with the trial, there's video evidence from multiple angles, and then there's multiple eyewitness testimonies that prove that Kyle was being attacked and clearly acted in self-defense. He was only in self-defense. This is a clear-cut case of self-defense, period. And then the defense, the prosecution is so desperate, they went on to argue, oh, but Kyle had a bigger, scarier gun, an AR-15. And the other guy had a fucking Glock, a little pistol. Does that make the pistol any less deadly? No. Dude, he had a gun. Doesn't matter what kind of gun, it's a gun. It can kill you. So what's the point of your argument? There is no point. It's just to... I don't know if the prosecution is intentionally trying to throw the case. Part of me feels like they want to throw this case. They want Kyle to walk, so that way they can riot again. They need another reason to riot. They are dying. They're foaming at the mouth for another riot, for another reason to riot. And they just might get it. I mean, you got police stations in Minneapolis and Chicago already preparing for mass riots because most people believe that the outcome, the verdict is going to be he walks. So they're already preparing. But in my opinion, whether he wins or loses, whether he gets convicted or walks, at the end of the day, they're going to riot. They're going to riot in celebration or they're going to riot in protest. The riots are coming. And a lot of people want to say, oh, but he shouldn't have taken a gun to go protect property because property is they're just things. It's just things. No. Like in America, or at least in the state of Michigan, if you come into my house or you walk onto my property in the middle of the night, and I don't know who you are, I can shoot and kill you. No questions asked. Because I'm here to protect my property, my family, my well-being, my safety. People's businesses are their livelihoods. Not everybody has the insurance to just rebuild. You're destroying lives that had absolutely nothing to do with your fucking little trigger-happy party. Really party. You're burning down businesses that had nothing to do with your beef with the cops. You're stealing. You're just... Dude, you have a right to protect your livelihood. And that's just what Kyle went there to do. He went there to protect people. You can see him as a killer if you want. I'm already prepared for people to dislike this video. I don't care if you dislike it. I don't care if you don't like what I have to say. This is what I believe. Now, it's not up to me whether he walks or gets convicted. That's up to the jury. But if it's a truly impartial jury, if they have no dog in the fight and they're basing their verdict off of the facts that have been displayed in front of them, then they should go the way that I think everyone is anticipating it goes, which is he's innocent. I don't even think he'll be convicted on a misdemeanor gun charge. I really don't. And if he does get convicted on a misdemeanor gun charge or any gun charge, then I think that his defense, his attorneys should immediately file a civil suit. They should just say that his right to bear arms has been infringed, because the Second Amendment, I've read it over many times. It's on my little shot glass, but the Second Amendment does not state how old you have to be to officially protect yourself with a weapon, with a firearm. The Constitution doesn't state how old you have to be. Yes, each state has like their legal system, but under the Constitution, it doesn't actually tell you how old you have to be. So maybe he could be tried as an adult, as a 17-year-old, and then therefore he was legally carrying it. I don't know. Again, I'm not here to dispute whether he should or shouldn't have had a gun. I'm here to debate and give you my opinion on why I believe he had an absolute right to defend himself. I don't care whether they lived or died. He shot to defend himself. It was him or them. Also, apparently, breaking news, like literally just coming in like an hour ago, it appears that the judge is now receiving death threats, as many are now suspecting the verdict will be Rittenhouse will walk. He's going to walk. People are already predicting it. They're preparing for it. And the judge is already receiving death threats. All kinds of threats, but he is getting death threats. All right. No, not alt-right, Tina. I said all right, not alt-right. Jesus. Anyways, you know how I always say nobody is safe when it comes to comedy? Well, the same kind of goes here. I'm just being honest, but Kyle Rittenhouse's mom looks like a goddamn Ewok. She does. God bless her, but Ewok. So with all that said, let me conclude today's video by asking all of you this. If it was you being attacked at 17 years old, being brutally attacked, and you feared for your life, you truly feared that you were going to die, would you pull the trigger to save your own life? And if you say no, then, well, I'm not going to shed a tear if you do die, because you made that decision. You chose to die over protecting your own life. But what would you do? I just want to know. I just want you to think about it. That's what I mean to say. And not to get too far off topic, but Joe Biden once said, well, among many racist things, but he once said, I don't want our school systems to become a racial jungle. Yeah, he said that. Among other racist things. But he said that in public, and he was proud. Yeah. So that's about all I have to say on the topic. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate you. I appreciate the view. And as always, don't you ever forget to pull out. That is POO-fucking-L. And remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, go to my merch store or my Patreon. Help support the channel because I'm demonetized. Yay! Seriously, it helps a lot. Buy some merch. Support me as little as $1 a month. More just like a one-time donation of $1, but it helps. It all helps. I don't know why I did that. I'd also like to thank Jeremy for always just dropping me some cheddar on the Cash App. So thank you, Jeremy. You're awesome, dude. Rose, Mark, Carrie, all of you guys, Beth, Alexandra, both of you, Alexandras, all of you. I love all of you. So thank you for being here, especially you, Anonymous. Just hit the bell, please. You know, I was thinking about it today, like homeowners, like the word homeowners kind of sounds like homo and boners just put together. Homeowners, right? It does, doesn't it? Homeowners, boners, you know, boners and homos and homos and homos.
Fucking octave. Yeah, yeah. Listen, little bitch, we don't fuck with small talk. We associate with